Hello and welcome back to Obsessive Prep-R-A-Z. Today I want to discuss MREs, meals ready to eat. Now I know there's a lot of videos out there in YouTube about meals ready to eat, but this video is not strictly about just MREs. I want to discuss a few points of what I think about why we should carry them or not carry MREs. And along the way, tell you of a store that I just found out that carries MREs. This video is more for somebody that's never heard of an MRE, person that's not familiar with the MRE, and I want to talk about what I think about an MRE. Are they good for our preps or aren't they? Just to give you a brief history about my knowledge of MREs, I worked the military surplus industry my entire life. The bulk of my adult life, I've sold MREs. And I didn't just sell them, I sold the C rations, I sold the first generation MREs, and I have ate and tasted all the C rats, all the MREs. So I have a little bit of knowledge in what I'm talking about. Now in the old C rations, they came in a little box. It would come with like a chicken a la king, spaghetti. They would come with a pound cake or a muffin in a tin, and it would actually have the paper on it, a little tin of peanut butter, the condiment pouch that had toilet paper, cigarettes, matches back in the day, chiclets, and P38s to open up your cans. Then all of a sudden, here comes our new generation of MREs. Technology, we learn. We don't have to have as much weight. Our military service members have something lightweight. So these are the individual entrees, and this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I just found these in Winco. Okay, so I have to show you this. I find it amusing because I sold these things for years, and to come into Winco to find out that they're selling MREs, I find funny. The MREs here are $2.58. We have Pinto Stew, chicken and rice, pasta marinara, beef stew, chicken noodle stew, spicy vegetarian chili, and pasta marinara. Now, like I said, I've ate my fill of these over the years, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up. I know what beef stew and chicken noodle stew taste like. Even their vegetarian stuff is actually pretty good. But I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Pinto Stew and the, what shall I try? I'm going to try the chicken noodle stew. Get these home and we'll give them a try. Winco is also selling MRE heaters, and I'm going to pick up 2 of these, even though I've got some at home. Now I purchased the Pinto Beans with ham and also the chicken noodle. And I wanted to show you, if you have never seen this, of how to use the MRE heaters and how they heat. Now an MRE is something that you do not have to cook. You can eat it straight out of the bag. I would suggest if you're going to have these, get rid of the boxes. Just store them in the bags, in your bug out bag, something like that. But before we get started on the individual entrees, the MRE heaters, I wanted to give you an idea about an MRE. Okay, our MREs, they all come pretty much like this from different manufacturers. MRE Star is just one of the manufacturers. They will have the nutritional value on it and your ingredients. Now, an MRE does not expire. There is no expiration date or best by use date on an MRE. What they do have is the code of when they were made, the manufacturer's code. And I've kind of etched this with a pencil so we can see this better. And this is 19. Now, I will leave a link down below in the description that you can put the 4-digit code in, and it'll tell you the exact date of when your MREs were manufactured. So this was, the code that we would put in is 9086. But this is basically built in 2019. Now if you put in on that code finder the 9086, I have it marked on the back here, would be March 27th of 2019. So then this is when our MRE was made. On the chicken noodle stew, I'll turn it around here. Again, you're going off the 4-digit code. This one I'm assuming is probably 2019, but you would put the 9093 in under the code finder. And it's all off of a Julian calendar is what the basis is of this. And so if we put the 9093 in, let me flip this over. These were made April 3rd, 2019. So it's a good thing to know when your food was manufactured. You want to know kind of where they were stored, the temperatures they were stored in, because that will be the determination of how long your food is technically nutritional, how much value is still in them. If you store these in a cool area, in the dark, just like your food that you're doing in your preps, you're going to get much longer shelf span off of it. If you don't, and you have them in Arizona like I do, and you've got them stored outside, which I don't, you don't want to store them outside, you're going to get less time. You're just going to have no nutritional content. So if you're going to store these, keep them in a cool area, dark, and you're going to get more lifespan out of them. So your MREs do not technically expire. They're good for about 5 to 7 years. They can go longer. Some people have ate them longer. But what happens is the nutritional content just goes away. It's kind of like eating wax. So when I sold them, I would tell people in your preps to put some vitamins. Keep your vitamins, rotate your vitamins because they will do the same thing, but at least you'll have something to eat to fill your stomach. Take a vitamin. You can replace some of the nutrients that are lost. So just to think, and as a prepper, we should have vitamins in our preps anyways, because we aren't always going to be able to eat a full balanced meal. And just like back in the olden days, you didn't have vitamin C, people got scurvy, things like that. So having vitamins in our prep is an awesome thing. These are the MRE heaters. And when we do this, we cut the tops off, and we do not want to fill over the fill line. We put our MRE in. I've got some clips. I roll it and clip it, and then we'll let it heat up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and let you come along for the ride. So I don't want to overfill. It instantaneously starts getting hot. I'm going to slip my MRE in, and then I'm just going to use my clip. I'm going to fold it up, and then I'm going to use my clip to keep it closed. So that's our first one. Cut the top off my second one. Slip our MRE in and close this bag up. A paper clip would work also. So this one's already going to town. If you touch it, it's super hot. So you can get burned by these. So MREs are a great thing to have, especially for hiking, backpacking. MREs are great to have in our preps. If you need to get up, be mobile, get them in a bug out bag and go and have meals ready to eat, they are great. But they also back you up. And so you would need something like, I know a lot of people use colon cleanse, things like that, just to get their bowels moving again, because they literally back you up. And back in the day, there was little cans of the cheese. And all you that went to the C rations and in MREs that have the little packets of cheese, it was meant to keep you from having to poop out while you were out. And so this stuff is made to back you up. It gives you high calories, but it also kind of messes with your digestive system. So do I believe that they need to be ate on a day-to-day? No. Do I think there is a place for MREs in our preps? Absolutely. You know, little stories about MREs going back, you know, the first generation MREs, the corned beef had green bell peppers in it, and your entire corned beef hash tastes like the green peppers. Then there was the omelet. You guys that have ate it out there, and you take it out of the bag and you dump it out, and there's all that liquid in there, but it actually tasted all right. We're so many new generations of MREs, and they had to find their niche of how to make these properly tasting well. They had the hamburger bun that was flattened that you could put like a ham steak on. Do you remember the old packages of ham steaks? So I know there were certain things guys liked and other guys couldn't stand the vegetarian stuff. I actually didn't mind. So get some of these MREs and try them for yourself. My thoughts on MREs is for the $2.50 for just one individual entree. We're not talking about the full meal. The last time I sold MREs, they were ranging for a full meal $7.95, $8.95. I don't even know what they cost now. But when you're looking at just an individual entree of being $2.60, 68 cents, plus an MRE heater for $1.25, you're looking at $4. Without the MRE heater, $2.68. I can purchase a box of Suddenly salad for 98 cents and a can of tuna for 69 cents and a can of vegetables for 69 cents. Put that all together and I can make a meal for 4 people. So these are things that you have to think about of if you want an MRE in your preps or not. They are handy. They are easy. They are ready to go. And if that's what you need for your preps, then you go ahead and get the MREs. It's just I'm giving you those options. I'm going to go ahead and pull my MRE out of my bag here. Give you a look at what they look like. This is the Pinto Beans and ham. Keep from burning my fingers here. And we've got a chicken noodle stew. Now I'm old school. A lot of people used to throw these on their engine blocks. Sea rations on their engine blocks, burritos on their engine blocks to heat. So there are other ways that you can heat your MREs or your food without having to have a heater. Gonna get Pinto beans, look like they've got some kind of peppers in it. So our pinto beans have 290 calories for this one serving. Our chicken noodle stew only has 190 calories per serving. It reminds me of almost like a green chili, actually. I honestly think this almost tastes more like a curry and not a chicken stew. I just read the directions. I was expecting this to be more like a chicken stew, and I kept saying it was like, I kept thinking in my head it tasted more curry, like Indian. It's turmeric. So it is a little bit more like an Indian flavor. Between the two, the chicken actually got a good cube. It doesn't fall apart. It's not bad. I think I prefer the pinto beans over the chicken. And it has ham in it. This is more what I'm used to eating, it's more of like a Southwest kind of flair, whereas this is more like an Indian curry, turmeric. Still, both are decent. There you go, our taste test, our MRE heaters, and my thoughts on the MREs, if you should store them or not. It's all a personal preference. It's what you want to store, and I always tell everybody, store what your family is going to eat, what you're going to eat. I do believe there is a place for MREs, and especially in a bug out situation, you're not carrying the weight, you can crack these open and you can just eat them as they are. So there is a place. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. And if you want to be notified for future videos, ring the bell. Have a blessed day.